Do you sometimes wake up feeling heavy, sad, like you're moving through quicksand? Maybe you have things to do, responsibilities waiting, but emotionally you just can't seem to get there. I get it. I've been there too. And here's the thing, I am slowly learning that sadness isn't something you can fix overnight, but you can create a support system for yourself through planning and self care. Today, I'm sharing how I personally manage sadness, keep moving forward, and take care of myself even on the hardest day. By the end of this episode, through my own personal journey, I hope you can get ideas for practical, easy to follow steps to help you feel like yourself again without pressure, guilt, or overwhelm. Welcome to the Marianne Cresp podcast. If you're new here, I'm Marianne, and through my own planning, habit tracking, well being, and self care, I hope you can get ideas and inspiration for your own planning. Use planning not just as a productivity tool, but a way to do the things that matter most to you. And today I'm going to be talking about something really important, how to navigate sadness with simple, supportive habits. Not ignoring it, not pretending we're fine, but actually moving through it in a way that feels supportive, not overwhelming. Before we begin, just a quick disclaimer since I'll be talking about emotions and mental well being, please remember that this is for educational and entertainment purposes only and is not a substitute for professional help. If you're struggling and need support, I encourage you to reach out to qualified mental health professionals who can guide you through it. You're not alone and help is available. Maybe you're going through a tough season, or maybe sadness just creeps in out of nowhere. Either way, I want you to know you don't have to push through alone. Here's what to expect in today's episode: why sadness isn't something you just snap out of, and why avoiding emotions often makes them feel heavier. How to create a safe space to feel without judgment using simple journaling techniques. Separating our feelings from facts, a planner friendly method to reframe overwhelming thoughts, and the power of small, actionable steps to prevent stagnation when sadness feels paralyzing. And we're going to acknowledge small moments of good and how it can shift your mindset and soften that emotional intensity, and how moving forward gently will help support yourself without the pressure. Now, make sure you do stick around because at the end, I'm sharing a free brain dump planner insert you can download to help you jot down your emotions, how you feel, and any other worries you might have. Let's go. Now, last week, I found myself deep in sadness. I found myself deep in it in one of those overwhelming, gut punching moments where frustration, guilt, and helplessness all collide at once. And I want to share a little bit about why, because I know I'm not the only one who goes through these moments. Without getting into too much detail, because I want to respect his privacy, my 16-year-old son, who's on the autism spectrum, has been going through a phase. And like most teenagers, he's been dealing with boredom. Now, the difference is with his unique abilities, that boredom sometimes turn into, let's call it creative destruction, mostly not his own stuff. He shares a room with his older brother, and unfortunately, some of his older brother's things got destroyed. Naturally, that caused frustration. My older son was angry, and honestly, so was I. I felt this wave of emotions: frustration for my older son, guilt for my younger son, and this deep helplessness because I didn't know how to help him manage his boredom in a better way. So I yelled, I cried. Then the guilt came. I started spiraling into the shoulda, woulda, coulda mindset. I should have handled it better. I should have known what to do. I should have been more patient. And that's when the sadness fully hit. So, what did I do? Well, I sat with it. I sat with it for quite a while. I let the emotions be there. And then once the storm of emotions started to settle, once the snotty nose cleared, because, let's be real, crying isn't pretty, I turned to my planner. My planner isn't just a place to schedule tasks, go write down to do lists. It's a place where I process, reflect, and reset. And that's what I want to share with you today. The steps that help me navigate sadness when it feels heavy and all consuming. Step one, create a space to feel. Why? When our emotions feel too heavy, the first instinct is often to avoid them. Let's be real, sadness isn't something you just snap out of, but acknowledging them without judgment prevents them from growing in the background. This step is about allowing yourself to feel without rushing to fix anything immediately. But you can create space to acknowledge it without judgment. Here's the thing that I do when I start to find myself spiraling. Write down exactly how you feel. Don't censor yourself. It can be messy, raw, unstructured. Just let the words flow. Swear even. If words don't come easily, try prompts like, right now, I feel, or the thoughts running through my head are, or another one is, if I could say one thing to someone who would understand, it would be, or the weight I'm carrying feels like. Set aside 10 to 15 minutes to just write everything you are feeling. Step two, separate feelings from facts. Why? Emotions can feel all consuming, but they aren't always an accurate reflection of reality. By gently separating what you feel from what is true helps create a sense of grounding. So, what to do in your journal or your planner? Make two columns. Column one, what I feel. Write down thoughts exactly as they appear. So, for example, I'm failing. I have no direction. Nothing will get better. And then on column two, what I know. Gently challenge them with truths. So, for example, I feel like I'm failing, but I'm still showing up. Or I don't have all the answers, but I'm trying. Or things have shifted before and they will again. This exercise doesn't invalidate your emotions, it helps you see them with more clarity. Here's what to do in your planner. In the morning, write down positive affirmations to help reframe any negative thoughts or feelings you might have. So, for example, you can write down, I don't need all the answers today. My only job is to keep moving forward. Step three, take small actionable steps to avoid stagnation. Why? Because feeling lost often leads to paralysis. Small, doable actions create momentum without the pressure of fixing everything. And here's what to do in your planner. List three small actions you can take each day that are manageable and gentle. For example, drink a full glass of water in the morning. Step outside for 5 minutes. Write down one thing you are proud of, even if it's tiny. If you don't complete them all, it's okay. This isn't about productivity, it's about breaking stagnation. Step four, acknowledging what's still good. Why? Sadness and regret often overshadow everything else, making it feel like nothing is good. Shifting focus even slightly helps soften the intensity. So here's what you can do in your planner. End each day by listing one small thing that you appreciate or that you're grateful for, even if it feels insignificant. The coffee I had this morning was comforting. There was a short line at the grocery checkout. I made it through today, and that counts. You can also use a victory log to note down one win per day, no matter how small. Seeing them accumulate helps build perspective. 5, gentle forward movement. Why? When emotions settle, the next step is thinking about what you need moving forward, not in a pressured way, but in an act of self compassion. So, what can you do in your planner? Try these reflection prompts. What is one thing I can do to support myself right now? Or if I were giving advice to a friend in my position, what would I say? Another one is, what do I need more of in my life? Or what is one thing I can let go of? Once you feel ready, you can start jotting down ideas for what's next, not as obligations, but as possibilities. Your planner and journal are tools for reflection and guidance, not just productivity. They can hold space for you to track how you feel and remind you that you are moving forward, even if it's in the smallest of steps. You don't need all the answers right now. You only need to acknowledge today and take one small step at a time. Now, here's a recap of today's episode. 1. Create a safe space to feel. Write down exactly how you feel without judgment and use prompts if needed. 2. Separate feelings from facts. Your emotions are valid, but they don't always reflect reality. Use a 2-column method in your planner to help you reframe your thoughts. 3. Take small, actionable steps. Momentum is key. Pick 3 simple, non overwhelming tasks each day to avoid stagnation. 4. Acknowledge what's still good. Shift your focus slightly by noting one small thing you appreciate each day. Keep a victory log to track wins, no matter how small. And gentle forward movement. Reflect on what you need, where you want to go next, not as pressure, but as self compassion. Make sure to check out the show notes for planner printable resources. You'll find brain dump pages to note down your emotions, ideas, and worries, a victory log to track small wins, planner pages to gently structure your days, weeks, and months while giving yourself grace. Now, if you found this episode helpful and valuable, I would love for you to subscribe so you never miss an episode. Leave a comment or a review if you're listening on a podcast platform. It helps so much. And don't forget, you can download your free Brain Dump printable download, and the link will be in the description below. And if you need extra support, come join my Plannerettes community. I'll leave the link below. Thank you for spending this time with me today. If you're feeling heavy right now, I just want to remind you you're not alone. You're doing the best you can, and that is enough. Be gentle with yourself, and I'll see you in the next episode.